Hi, and welcome to another Type with me. Today I want to talk about going real time with deno, fresh, langchain, and LLMs. So last time I already created something within deno, fresh, langchain, but it was actually just a call to a web API. Today I'm going to talk about WebSockets. Just for you guys, as a small reminder, last time we created something like this, a search.ts API actually, right? Where we created something like this. So we send it out the response with a text plain actually. And if we go down, you will see that this was it, right? We made a stream, or I tried to make a stream where we had a request with a URL, which is a query, and we then provide that query to Llama, the conversation chain, and so on. Right. All right. So now what I did was I have created a WebSocket. So in the client, when you press enter, on the search box you have an on submit, and then we are going to create a socket. Socket will be going to the API search dash socket, right? And we will have a handle open where when we know that your connection is being made open, we will do socket.send for the with the input, right? And actually we will have a handle message where we get a message back. We say is loading is false, and then when it's not sending end, right, we just add every token towards our answer dot value. Otherwise, we just end it with these characters. All right, could do something like this, which is awesome. All right, so that's actually it. You have here handle error, and we have here open, message, and error where we can listen through, so we can add event listeners towards our socket. That's open. Of course, when we go to the backend, we go to the API, and then you see here that we have a handler, right? And with deno, we can do deno.upgrade WebSocket. So we get a request in, and then we can upgrade it to a WebSocket. What we get back is a socket and a response, and we have here a method WebSocket handler where we provide our socket true. Of course, what we would like to do then is provide you with the info of the WebSocket. So again, we have here a map with a number and our WebSockets. So our client ID is 0, and we have a dispatch method where we say, hey, our client, we want to send some message to that client, right? But okay. And then we have our ID because we want to know what the ID is of that client, and then we want to get it, and then we want to send an answer back. So when you want to send something from one client to another session or another client, yeah, you need to broadcast it, and it would be another game, right? Would be cool to create some kind of a chatbot that is broadcasting your question through the audience, but also the answer of the LLM, right? But that's another game. All right, so when it's open, we just do console.log. So when our message is coming in, we check for the query, and then of course we say, hey, thank you for the query. We sanitize the query, and then we do the handle query. And when our WebSocket is closing, we just delete the ID from the client's map, right, with a number and WebSocket. We just provide a global model and a global chain here, right? And then we can do the handle a query where we provide wait chain.call, our query, and our callback. Why am I not putting this here into the method? Well, that's because of the fact that when you then send a message back towards the model, it doesn't have any memory. So for now, I just provided here this one globally. Maybe later on I will just wrap it towards a session, your client ID or something like that. And so whenever there's a new client ID, we will then provide this. Yeah, maybe actually we can do so. I can just provide chain here. So what I could do is whenever there is a new client ID, I do this. And actually, when I want to handle my query, I can do this, and then we can do chain. And then of course here we can do something like this. We can do command chain. Of course, I want to know what kind of type chain is, so I'm going to see, and chain is a conversation chain. So we can add here chain. And so now every session we create a chain coupled on that client ID, which is actually not a good choice, I think, because of course every time we enter something new in there, you will see that he creates a new session there. So actually we need to put it out of this function, but let me just show you what happens, and then you will immediately understand why I'm doing this. All right. Of course, chain.call, you have here handle LLM new token. We can dispatch it then when we get a new token there, and then at the end we just dispatch end, and we know that we are at the end of our conversation. All right, so let me show you how this looks like within the browser. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hi, I am Jim, right? And then you see here we have our WebSocket. See here that I was sending a message, hi, I am Jim. And now you get your tokens back one by one. And you see here that we were at the end, right? And then I can ask, what is my name? And you'll see now what is my name, question mark, and you'll see that he doesn't know it because so you see here it's the first message again to a new model with no memory attached. So we need to change it again, and I will show you right away. We need to provide this globally, so because of the fact that whenever we type or do a new query towards this to this WebSocket, we open up also a new socket and so on. So we could do it like this. So I'm going to save it. You're gonna see if I do the same kind of questions that this will work. All right, so here we are again. I'm going to say, hi, I'm Jim. And then it's going to answer back. Blah, blah, blah. You already know that answer. And then what is my name, question mark. And you will see that he, simple yet great question, Jim. Your name is indeed Jim. So you know he remembered that. But you see here we have another socket opened again to do this conversation. So we can improve on that as well. So actually I'm going to couple it again toward that conversation. So what I'm going to do is just provide it right here. All right. And whenever we have a window open, we're going to connect or try to provide a new connection. So what we are going to do now is just do this. I'm going to put it right here. So we get a new, hopefully a new connection. I'm going to remove this. Actually, I'm going to provide this actually right here. And of course, what we would like to do is just having these ones provided directly when we enter the page, and we don't have here in a sync function, so we can clean this up as well. So if I save this and we are going to test this out again, you'll see that we get already a open, so we have a new client there, and I'm going to show you how this looks like. So I'm going to refresh the page firstly. All right, we have now directly our search.socket, right? And I'm going to ask again like, hey, hi, I'm Jim. And that's a little bit strange because now I have, for every token, I have a new socket. All right, let's test it out. I guess I made a mistake. I'm going to try to find out what my mistake is. So what is my name? And then you will see that I guess I'm happy to help. However, I have no information. So we still have a problem because I should have one socket, but he creates for everything new sockets, and I don't know why. So I find a way to easily fix it. So we put just something like this out of the way. Actually, we have a socket connection that we just put up. We do something like this, a callback hook for our WebSocket. We just set up handle open, handle message, handle error, and then we add event listeners for that, and we have something like this, a message where we can give our message true, our message callback function true. So whenever we get a message, we can in our search dialog do this. We can set the is loading to false. We can add things to our answer, and we can do something like this, answer.value, where we put some tokens in, right? So this does the trick actually, which is great. And then we have on our on submit, we do socket.send, where we do something. And actually, to be fairly honest, I could also extend it or make it better to see, okay, I can only send something when our connection is open, and when we have an error, or maybe I can also listen to when our socket connection is ended. I just say connection is ended, and we cannot send a something to the socket, right? But these are just improvements. Let me see or show you how this looks like within the browser. So actually I can do the same kind of thing, right? I can say here, hey, I am Jim, but I can maybe do, hey, I am Gene or something like that. Doesn't matter. Actually, just put a name out of there and then see if the LLM remembers that I'm called like that. So what would you like to talk about? And I can ask him now, what is my name? Question mark. If I just send out this question, it's an easy one. It's Gene, so he knows who I am. So that is really, really awesome. And you'll see here within the WebSocket that I got all my tokens within the WebSocket message, which is great. You'll see here, if we want to send something, actually, we can very easily say, cool, I like it. Do you like it too? So you see here again, cool, I like it, and we get answers back from our WebSocket. So actually, this is how you can create a cool interface for LLM chatbots. And I have really a lot of fun to creating this video. I know it's a big and a long video, so thank you for watching it till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And let's do this adventure further on next week. Thank you very much. See you next time.